Good morning, greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and often deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system, the human body, is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we welcome your calls on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, formulations, ingredients, if you want to wean yourself off your meds, or a loved one off their medications and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, please head over to my blog, pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com, or you can go to brightsideben.com and order products right off the website, or you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. And if you want to purchase any of our Truth Treatment products, including our Retinol 5% gel, if you have any blemishes or dark spots that you want to get rid of, if you're interested in anti-aging, retinol is the way to go. And it has to be the real deal, folks, not the retinol palmitate stuff that you get in the cheapo products, and not the little speck of retinol that you buy in department store products, but you need at least 2 or 3%, and 5% is really the way to go. Of course, you get tremendous value when you buy a 5% retinol product. You can find out all about it at truthtreatments.com. That's our Retinol 5% gel, along with our Truth Balm, Truth Serum, and Omega-6 Healing Cream. All right, thanks for joining us on The Bright Side once again. We're talking fats, we're talking hormones. As we said on our last program, there's 3 types of fats, 2 of which are said to be unsaturated fats, and 1 of which is said to be saturated. 2 of which are said to be non-nutritional, that is 2 of which are said to be essential, that is your omega-6 and omega-3s, and then you have your saturated fats and the rest of your unsaturated fats. Saturated fats are really misunderstood. If you're like me and you grew up in the 60s or 70s, you heard that saturated fats are things that you want to stay away from. Not true. Saturated fats are incredibly important. What you want to stay away from is the fake saturated fats. Those are the hydrogenated fats. If you see the word hydrogenated on the label, hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, as in hydrogenated vegetable oil or partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil, those are things you want to stay away from. On the other hand, the natural saturated fats from coconut oil, from butter, from meat, from fish, from nuts, from dairy, these absolutely positively do have important health benefits. So you got 2 kinds of unsaturated fats. You got the fake ones and you got the real ones. The fake ones, stay away from. The hydrogenated ones, stay away from. The trans ones, stay away from. Those fake butter products, stay away from them. Now they have these new ones called trans-esterified fats. Whatever. Stay away from fake fats. That's where the fat problem comes from. It's the fake fats, not the real fats. Saturated fats are incredibly important despite what you hear or what you've heard. It's kind of changing these days, but you still hear people, physicians and medical professionals and dietitians saying stay away from saturated fats. Not true. You don't want to stay away from saturated fats. In fact, saturated fats in one important way are actually better for you than the unsaturated fats, with the exception of the EFAs, the essential fatty acids. Our brains are largely composed of saturated fats. The all-important cell membrane is largely composed of saturated fats. Remember, the cell is what it's all about, and the cell membrane is what the cell is all about. All disease is cell disease, and all cell disease is membrane disease. The membrane is fats, saturated fats, a little bit of unsaturated fats, and also cholesterol. I'm telling you guys, fats are where it's at. And everybody loves fats anyway. There's a reason why we crave fatty foods. We need fats. Not the fake ones, but the real ones. Saturated fats are important for bone health. And, check this out, saturated fats play a major role in calcium absorption, in the absorption of calcium. Calcium is one of the most misunderstood of all the minerals. It may be the most misunderstood of all the minerals. That's why periodically you'll see articles or studies or research coming out that says, oh, calcium is associated with heart disease. Calcium supplements are bad for you. I still get questions. Calcium supplements good or calcium supplements bad? Well, neither. It's the absorption of calcium that's going to impact how good or how bad a calcium supplement is. It's the absorption, and the absorption is, guess what? Fat dependent. If you have intestinal disease, bile problems, gallbladder disease, liver problems, you're not going to absorb your calcium. And then the calcium will build up. And that's really where you run into a problem. It's a lack of absorption. So fats are not only important for making hormones, fats are not only important for helping make cell membranes, fats are not only important for the structure of the body. Fats are important, dietary fats are important for the absorption of minerals, including calcium. Calcium and fats go together. Calcium and fat processing go together. Calcium and bile go together. Bile's another one of those misunderstood subjects in the world of health. Calcium and liver health go together. Calcium and intestinal health go together. All of which is to say, if you want the benefits of your calcium supplements, you need to be using your probiotics, your nightly essence, your glucogel caps to strengthen the intestine, your ultimate enzymes and Fucoid Z and apple cider vinegar and bile salts and anything you can think of to support the health of your liver, to support the health of your intestines, and to support the health of the digestive system as a whole. If you're on a statin drug, you're going to be impairing the absorption of your calcium. That's because you'll be suppressing cholesterol. Cholesterol is important for calcium absorption. How do you like that? Cholesterol is important for the absorption of minerals. Tell that to the next boneheaded medical professional who wants you to lower your cholesterol levels. If you eat eggs, you eat dairy with your calcium, you're going to be improving the absorption of the calcium. If you're on drugs like prednisone or steroid drugs, you'll be blocking the absorption of calcium. This is one of the reasons why folks on prednisone have thinning bones and higher rates of osteoporosis. On the other hand, saturated fats from butter and coconut oil and palm oil will help you absorb your calcium. Palm oil is now starting to become more popular. Palm oil is like coconut oil. Back in the 60s and 70s, stay away from palm oil, stay away from coconut oil. I remember when I was in high school, we were told by our home economics teacher that palm oil and coconut oil were two things that you wanted to avoid on a food label. Well, guess what? Not true. Palm oil is a rich source of keratin, red palm oil, a rich source of keratin and a type of vitamin A or a vitamin A precursor. And of course, we all know, if you listen to this program anyway, you all know about the benefits of coconut oil. So you got your unsaturated fats, you got your saturated fats, and you got your fake fats. Stay away from the fake fats. Eat lots of saturated fats from coconut oil, palm oil, eggs, dairy, etc. And then the unsaturated fats. Those are a little bit tricky to understand because unsaturated fats, as it turns out, are very unstable. Unsaturated, unstable. That's why Doc Wallach and other nutritionists will tell you not to do oils. I'm telling you, there's nothing more controversial than when Dr. Wallach says don't eat olive oil or don't eat salad oil. And I get all kinds of letters about that. And as you know, I don't necessarily agree with that, but his point's well taken. Unsaturated fats are unstable, and unstable oils are not good. That's why you want to keep your unsaturated fats in the fridge and in a dark bottle, and you don't want to cook with them. However, there are two kinds of unsaturated fats that are like vitamins. They're essential. Essential meaning like air, like water, like love. You better have them or you're in big trouble. Of course, those are your omega-6 and your omega-3s. Now, here's the thing. If you are using unsaturated fats, if you are using EFA-rich oils for their nutritional value, you always want to make sure you're using them with vitamin E. And we'll talk about vitamin E when we come back from our break. I love that stuff. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back. All right, We are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got lines open for you. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. We're talking fats and vitamins and skin health and brain health and heart health. This is from the book Human Longevity by Raymond C. Valentine, David L. Valentine. This is a book on omega-3 fats. Really cool book if you're interested in fatty acids. It's about the relationship between longevity and good fats. According to the Valentines, the authors of the book Human Longevity, DHA, that's a omega-3 essential fatty acid derivative. DHA levels in heart cells predict lifespan. How do you like that? And that's one of the reasons, at least according to these authors, why whales are the longest-lived mammals, because they have heart cells that are loaded with these omega-3 fats. Fish oil in general is a great way to get your omega-3 fats, your omega-3 fat derivatives. Not exactly omega-3 fats, but derivatives. They're very important for brain health, heart health, and nerve health. Saturated fats, incredibly important for the heart. Saturated fats can help reduce the levels of inflammatory proteins, specifically something called lipoprotein A. Saturated fats are important for bone health, for calcium to be absorbed, and for calcium to be utilized by the bone. You need to have saturated fats. They're important for liver health. Saturated fats can protect the liver from drugs, from prednisone, from statin drugs, from any prescription drugs, from Tylenol, from aspirin. This is one of the little-known problems, little recognized problems associated with prescription drugs. They mess up the liver, or at least they burden the liver. They provide more work for the liver to do. We already have 100 million Americans with liver disease. Why would a primary way to treat the body, a primary way to reduce illness, be prescription drugs? Just throw some more burden on the liver. Why not? Why don't we? If you're on prescription drugs, that's a really good reason to make sure you're using nutrients to protect the liver, including vitamin E, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Do you know saturated fats are important for the respiratory system? Saturated fats help the body make protective lung protection chemicals. Saturated fats, as we said, are important for the brain. Saturated fats are important for your nervous system. Saturated fats are important for the immune system. What else do you want to know about saturated fats? These things are important. Eat your butter. Eat coconut oil. Eggs, dairy, these are all wonderful ways to get saturated fats. Unsaturated fats, omega-6 and omega-3s, essential unsaturated fats, EFAs, very important as well. But if you're using unsaturated fats, you want to make sure that you're using them with vitamin E. Most reputable supplements will include vitamin E in their formulations. EFA supplements will include vitamin E in their formulations. If you're using a quality nutritional oil, you'll probably find vitamin E in there as well. But if you're using salad oils, grapeseed oil, olive oil even, or any kind of primarily unsaturated oil for taste, for cooking reasons or for food reasons, make sure you're using 400 international units a day of vitamin E. Vitamin E protects the essential unsaturated fatty acids. It protects essential fatty acids too. And vitamin E is just a ridiculously important vitamin. One of the most underappreciated vitamins, they're all underappreciated. I don't want to say one of the most, but vitamin E is certainly underappreciated, primarily because you need a lot of it. Foods don't really contain vitamin E. You got to supplement to get the really good amounts. Vitamin E is important for the brain. It's important for folks who are dealing with dementia issues or nervous system issues, movement disorders. Nerve cell membranes, remember, are especially fatty, so they're susceptible to damage, susceptible to oxidation. Vitamin E protects against oxidation. It's an antioxidant. If you have an autoimmune disorder that involves the muscles or involves the nerves, you really, really, really want to be using 400 international units a day of vitamin E. If you hurt yourself and you have a swollen knee or swollen ankle, vitamin E can accelerate the healing process. If you wound your skin, vitamin E can accelerate the skin healing process. Doctors tell you not to use vitamin E pre and post surgery. I'm telling you, you're crazy if you stop using vitamin E if you're about to go into surgery. It's a major healing vitamin. Tell that to the next doctor who tells you, oh, it's going to thin your blood. Well, yeah, it's going to thin your blood maybe, but not in an artificial drug-like way, not like Plavix, not like warfarin, but it'll thin your blood because it protects red blood cells. It improves their movement. It facilitates the movement of red blood cells. It facilitates the movement of blood through the circulatory system. Blood clotting is a major health crisis. Major, major, major. Plavix and Pradaxa and warfarin, these are drugs that have been among the best-selling drugs since they came out. Because blood clotting is a major health crisis. What causes blood clotting? Same thing that causes everything else, dirty blood. Vitamin E is one of the best ways to protect your circulatory system from blood clots, blood clogging. If you've had a history of embolisms or thrombosis or any kind of